Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. We're going to do a shout out to a gentleman named Bob Welch, who passed away in 2012 on this day, June 7th. A little bit of a tribute to a forgotten member of Fleetwood Mac. For real diehard Fleetwood Mac fans, you know the full history. You know the Peter Green era. You know the Christy McVie era when she came in. Bob Welch was the guitar player and the other primary vocalist during that time period. And this predates the Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks era. At that time, it was a little bit more of a psychedelic bluesy rock band. Not quite the blues rock band that Peter Green had envisioned when he formed the band with Mick Fleetwood and John McVie. But it had a little bit of that psychedelia, trippy kind of vibe to it, mixed in with sort of a rock bluesy format-based type of group. That, again, predates Lindsey Buckingham coming along and adding his songwriting skills and characteristics to it. So with that said, we're going to do one of the more rockin' tunes from that time period, and it's a song called Miles Away, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Check it out.
Getting deeper all the time, and the faces that I see don't seem to shine. That's right. Now there's too much Warhol hanging off the wall, and the mystery that there used to be is gone. Let me go miles away. Let me ride just miles away. I'm not gonna miss it much. Don Juan goes up in a cloud of smoke, and all those Hare Krishnas turned out to be a joke. And it's restless, restless, restless all the time, sliding up and down the surface of this life. I know I can't say what's black and white, but if I could fly, I think I'd try tonight. You know why? 'Cause let me go.
really up-tempo driving tune that is. And John McVie's bass playing is just thundering throughout the whole thing. To me, as I listen to it, I hear a little bit of, maybe Jeff Beck group influence mixed with a little bit of influence from Clapton's Woman tone on the guitar solo. Again, that's just sort of what I'm hearing, catching vibe-wise. I honestly can't say I've listened to that song more than 2 or 3 times in my entire life. So it was a bit of a refreshing re-listen for me. And I honestly, I'm going to have to listen to the Bob Welch era of Fleetwood Mac a little bit more, I think. Go back and revisit it some and just enjoy the pre-Lindsey Stevie time period of Fleetwood Mac. I know I'm in the minority on this, but I'm not a Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks fan. I don't know whether it was because I grew up in a house with older sisters who just listened to the Rumors album in endless repeat ad nauseum, and I was like, oh God, I could probably love it if I hadn't been exposed to it so much when I was younger. And knowing some of the backstory behind the band and some of the history, that era of Fleetwood Mac got so huge for the group and so popular for the group. And I guess maybe I've also revolted against that simply because I really enjoy the Peter Green era. And now I will openly admit that I've, to a certain extent, overlooked this Bob Welch era. And that's my bad. Bob passed away in 2012, and sadly, he took his own life via gunshot. And I don't know what was going through his mind at the time or what kind of feelings he was dealing with at the time, but apparently he was depressed enough to take his own life, and that's just sad. And I guess in a small way, because I'm not as familiar with that time period of Fleetwood Mac, and the band got so huge after Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks joined the band, that I feel, I don't want to say I feel guilty for him taking his own life, but I feel like if we had paid a little bit more attention to that time period of the band, or if they just, that time period sort of a gap, and it deserves a little bit more recognition than it gets. And I just wonder if that contributed anything to his depression or his feeling like he only had one way out, and it was that. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research on it, to be completely honest with you, because I don't want to speculate as to why. But, rest easy, sir. I will be going back and visiting your music for sure. Anyway, it's hard to say what makes people do some things sometimes. And we could all be a little bit more cognizant of other people's feelings and what they're going through. So I've said it in other videos. I'll say it again. And I have personal experience with this. But if you get into a state where you're feeling depressed, or you feel like there's no way out, or you feel like there's nothing you can do to change life, talk to somebody, reach out, call a 1-800 number, go to a church, go to a doctor, go someplace, get help, talk to a friend, talk to a family member. Just reach out, because somebody's hand will be there for you, and hopefully can support you and pull you out of it. And, this is, even as crazy and messed up as the world is these days, and it is pretty effed up, to be honest with you. We still have to try to look on the bright side. We have to try to overcome the obstacles that are thrown in our way. I mean, it's just such a waste when you think about it. With that said, thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. We can talk about it further. Know that I appreciate you and I wish you all well. Take care.